All right. Hey, everyone. I'm actually on time. Oof. I just had to restart my computer. I was having some technical difficulties. All right. Yeah, Sandra, thanks. I texted my friend Sandra to let you know if I was going to be a little late. But I made it just in time. All right. Welcome. I'll give everybody else also a minute to kind of get signed on here and get situated. I see Sandra's messages are coming up. Val says she's sorry and some technical problems, should be on around in a minute. Thanks, Sandra. Yeah, appreciate that. I also see Jiro's on. Hi, love to be here today inside. Outside's way too cold and windy. Yeah, today's a little bit chilly here in Germany. Andy says, no problem. All right, thanks everybody for waiting just a few moments there. And all right, so like I said, give people just a minute to get situated. And this is live, so it may or may not be perfect, but the reason I do it live is it's kind of my way of showing up and supporting you during this kind of chaotic time to bring a little bit of calm to the chaos. And I see more people here. Okay, so Andy says, hey, Val, I see you. Casey, hey. All my sisters on. I think maybe my parents are on too. All right, this is exciting. I think more people might be signing on a little bit later, but anyways, kind of the layout is the same every time. I start off with a little bit of a meditation to kind of help us release some of the negative emotions we might be feeling, and then go into a nice yoga flow. So it is a hatha yoga practice. And then ending in Reiki, which is more or less just another really nice meditation, just kind of sending love to yourself and to others around you. And every day we start off with a theme. So I do apologize if I sounded slightly out of breath there for a moment. I was panicking. My computer shut off on me, but we're ready to get started here. So welcome. And today's theme is I am flexible and flowing. I am open to the new and changing. Every moment presents a wonderful new opportunity to become more of who I am. I flow with life easily and effortlessly. So I really liked this one. I kind of drew that this morning and kind of kind of thought about what this means to me and what I can kind of bring into the meditation, into our practice today. So it'll be a very nice, flowy and stretchy for the flexibility part. But I think the true meaning behind it is just flowing with life easily and effortlessly. I'm trying to bring that in a little bit as our intention for the day. Andy says, well, love the theme. Thanks, Andy. All right, so we'll start off in meditation. So if you'd like to get into a nice, comfortable seated position, you can be seated on a chair with your feet on the floor, or seated on the sofa, on the ground with a pillow, just seated with your legs crossed, whatever's most comfortable for you. Okay, let's get in your nice, comfortable seated position. I do invite you to make sure that your spine is nice and straight. So you're sitting up nice and straight and shoulders back, face relaxed. And I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes. And again, your hands can be on your lap, face up or face down, whatever's most comfortable. All right. Just begin breathing normally. Just begin to breathe. Inhale and exhale, just whatever's normal for you. Just tapping into our breath. And just begin to breathe just a little bit slower. So on your inhale, just inhale ever so slowly. And exhale nice and slowly as well. And as you do that, make sure your face is relaxed and your shoulders are relaxed. Just breathing. And begin to imagine your spine. So your spine, each vertebrae stacked on top of one another. And begin to imagine the space in between each vertebrae. And imagine breathing up and down your spine. A nice slow inhale through your nose, down your throat, up and down your spine. And as you're breathing, just begin to notice any physical sensations, perhaps any tension you might be holding on to, any aches or pains. And on your exhale, just think release. And again, on your exhale, release. Now begin to notice any emotions you might be feeling. And if there's any negative ones swirling around, on the exhale, release those. And on your next exhale, release. And bringing your attention back to your spine, breathing up and down your spine. And begin to tap into your breath. And even though you might be breathing rather quietly, see if you can hear your breath. See if you can hear it as it goes in and out of your nose. Just bringing your awareness to this gentle flow of breath. This gentle flow, almost like the ocean as it crests and falls, just ever so naturally. As you notice your breath, the inhale and the exhale, you need to notice that this is naturally occurring all day long without you being fully aware. That this natural flow within us is occurring whether we're aware of it or not. And just for a few more breaths, just continue to follow this flow, this natural flowing in and out. And maybe kind of sink in a little bit deeper and maybe bring in the intention of gratitude, of a little bit of thanks for this breath, this flow. And on a nice gentle inhale, just begin to slowly bat your eyelashes and come back to the room. Really nice. Okay. So that was one of the reasons I really liked this theme for the day of I'm flexible and flowing, is we kind of have that natural flow within us at all times, that breath. So if we didn't have that breath or that natural flow, we would cease to exist. So today we're going to kind of tap into that breath and that flow and a little bit of our flexibility as well as we start our practice. So I'm going to scoot back onto my mat. I'm going to bring the microphone with me and my water. All right. Trying to unplug this as I scoot back. All right. And I'm going to come to a seated position, but with one leg out. So I'm extending my right leg out and bringing in my left. Keeping my spine nice and tall. Just going to kind of turn towards my right foot and exhale as I forward fold. Kind of reaching towards my foot. Getting a nice stretch. Nice stretch in your leg. Just breathing into that stretch. Exhale to come out, and we're going to switch legs. Extending left leg, bringing in right leg. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to kind of grab that foot here. If you can, if you're just grabbing your ankle or your shin, that's okay. We just want to get a nice deep stretch in our leg. All right. Bringing that leg also in to do a little bit of a butterfly here, bringing our feet together, making sure our spine is nice and long. Just breathing naturally. All right. And inhale, bringing the legs together, opening up the chest on an inhale. Exhale, crossing my left arm over, and I'm grabbing that ever so gently with my right, just mindfully bringing that across, getting a nice little stretch in my shoulder. Just very gently, I'm not pulling it to the side. Just breathing into that shoulder. Inhale, open. Exhale, bringing my right arm across, and grabbing that with my left, just gently pulling towards me. Breathing into that shoulder. And on an inhale, open and release. So we're going to come on down to all fours. I'm going to bring my knees up. I'm going to drop them to the ground. Come onto all fours onto tabletop. So tabletop is wrists stacked underneath shoulders, knees underneath my hips. We're going to do a couple of cat-cows. Inhale, lifting the tailbone, and vertebrae by vertebrae until my head lifts. So I'm pushing away from the mat with my hands. Inhaling, looking up, and on an exhale, tucking the tailbone, and vertebrae by vertebrae until my head drops. Inhale, lifting tailbone, and lifting my head, pressing away, opening up my chest, opening up my heart center, following that flow like we did in our meditation, up and down our spine. Being really mindful of that breath as it moves up and down our vertebrae. Really good. And we're going to come to neutral spine. So I'm going to press away from the mat with my hands. I'm pressing into the tops of my feet, activating my core and lifting my knees. So you're using that lower core, lower abdominal muscles, just for a few breaths here. Exhale, release. I'm going to tuck the toes and lift the tailbone up into the sky for downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, pressing into all 10 fingers. Pedaling out, relaxing the head and the neck, doing a couple of yeses and nos. All right. And with your gaze in between your hands, you can either jump or slowly walk forward in between, staying hinged at the hips. You can either grab your arms or just sway side to side like a rag doll. Feeling a nice stretch in your legs. So if you need to have a bend in the knees, that's fine. Especially if you need to be protecting your lower back, you can bend the knees. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, down. And on an inhale, you're going to come up vertebrae by vertebrae. The last thing to come up is your head. Nice big inhale. Exhale. I'm going to inhale both arms up. Can't see my face, but exhale down. And as you exhale down, try to bring your hands behind your back. If you can, interlock them and really open up the chest. If this isn't an option, then just have your hands really active by your sides. If they're interlocked, just breathe nice and gently. And on an inhale, release and bring hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to center. All right. We're doing a tiny little balance, but not for very long. So shift your weight to your right foot. Inhale. Left foot. Inhale, right foot up. And bend the foot. See if you can grab your ankle. Be nice and strong. If you need to balance on something, just going to get a nice little stretch here. And if you can, bringing your hand to your heart center. So I'm grabbing my right foot with my right hand. I have my left hand heart center. Inhale, get that nice stretch, nice lengthen. Exhale, release. Really good. So we're going to pivot to the other side. So now I'm on my right leg. See if I can face you this time. Inhaling, left leg up. See if you can grab your ankle. And bring that back for a nice little stretch here. Inhaling, hand to heart. Love how you can't see my head. All right. My gaze is slightly ahead of me. Using a little bit of balance, a little bit of stretching. Mindfulness and strength, really good. Exhale, release. Wonderful. All right. Go ahead if you're not already, at the top of your mat. Inhale, big arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway up, flat back, opening up the chest. Exhale down, planting the hands, either walk or jump. Step your feet back into plank. We're going to lower down. So if that's not an option from here, you can always come to your knees. We're going to lower down all the way down to the mat. Inhale, up to cobra. Exhale down. This time, I'm actually going to inhale my arms behind me, interlocking them like I just did in mountain pose. And on an inhale, lifting myself up again. If this isn't an option, just arms are really active. Lifting up the chest. Exhale, lower down. And on your next inhale, we're going to come back up. And if it's available to you, go ahead and lift your back legs. Relaxing your face. It's getting a nice kind of like really activating your back muscles here. Inhale, relax. And exhale to release. If you want, you can bring your cheek all the way down to the mat. Kind of wiggle your hips a little bit. Let that release. Really good. Bringing hands underneath of shoulders. Activate your core. We're going to push up into our tabletop. Tucking the toes and lifting the hips into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet. Really good. On an inhale, I'm going to lift the left leg to three-legged dog, activating that core. I'm going to exhale, bringing it to my nose and in between my hands. Dropping the knee, dropping the foot. Inhaling both arms up into a low lunge. Really good. Exhale, arms down. I'm going to kind of check in here with our core. I'm going to straighten that front leg, pushing my hips back. And come down if you need. Getting that nice stretch here in your leg. Breathing, making sure your face is nice and relaxed. And exhale, bending that knee. So what we're going to do here is we're going to heel toe it, opening up your leg here. So my foot is slightly diagonal. I'm going to place my right hand on the mat, and I'm going to gently open up my hip. Actually, you can't see me at all. So all the movement is just a gentle open. Very mindful. Lengthen your chest. Chest is open. Really good. Opening that up. One more breath here. And exhale, release. I'm going to heel toe that back into alignment. Dropping my hand. Tucking my toe. Lifting. And stepping back into downward dog. Really good. So we're going to do the other side. So we're going to inhale, right foot up. Three-legged dog. Inhale, using your core, bringing knee to nose and stepping all the way in between. Dropping that knee and that foot. Pressing away from the mat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Checking in here. And we're going to straighten our front leg. Pushing our hips back. Come to the ground if you need. Get a nice stretch in our legs there. Good. And exhale, coming forward. And again, I'm going to heel toe it to open this up. My foot is basically almost off the mat at a little diagonal. Planting my left hand, and I'm going to press my right knee away ever so gently with my right hand. I'm really opening up here in the chest, pressing away very gently, sinking in a little bit deeper. Just open up that hip, relaxing the face, breathing gently. Maybe smile. All right. And exhale, release. Heel toeing back to center. And this time, planting the hand, tucking the toe, lifting, and we're just going to step forward, nice and gentle. Staying hinged at the hips. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. And inhale, rising all the way to the top. Really good. See, perhaps we have more people that jumped on. Louise says hi. Andy says, whoa, love the theme. Awesome. All right, that's half the fun of doing this live. I get to say hi to everybody. All right. So back at the top of the mat, going to do a nice flow here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping each foot back or jumping back. Exhale, lowering down. Feel free to come to your knees if you need. Inhale up, cobra, pressing into the tops of your feet. Exhale down. Inhaling, pressing into the tops of your hands, activating your core, and sending hips back and up into downward facing dog. And also feel free from that plank to go into up dog, so your chaturanga into upward facing dog and then down dog. I just do it this way because I'm not too sure who's watching and how if you're a beginner or not. So I do that even in my own practice. All right, so we're in down dog. And inhale, left leg up. I did my right, but left leg up. And using your core, bringing it up in between. That's what I get for talking too much. I'm going to pivot my back foot, pressing into my left and rising up into warrior two. Okay, so with warrior two, my back foot, so my right foot is parallel to the mat. My front left is pointing forward, so my knee isn't going over my foot. It's a very strong pose. Arms are straight. If you need to check forward and backward, make sure they're in line. So my head is over heart, heart is over pelvis. This is nice and strong here, so my abs are nice and strong. So we're not sucking in, but it's almost a gentle lift. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of a flow here, kind of like our theme. So on an inhale, I'm going to straighten my leg and bring it backwards into reverse triangle. Feeling a nice little stretch. Again, my core is very active. And on an exhale, bending the knee, bringing arm down into extended side triangle here. All right. Nice strong pose. And the tops of my hands down my foot. So we're going to flow between these two. And feel free to move on your own breath. So inhale, straighten front leg, pivoting arms. Nice and straight. Exhale, bending, bringing arm down. Bringing that arm up. Nice inhale. Exhale. Windmilling arms up. Exhale, windmilling my arms back down. Nice and gentle. Make sure your face is nice and relaxed. You can smile through it. Inhale, lifting. Windmilling arms this way. Exhaling, bending the knee. Nice and gentle. Really good. One more. Straighten that leg. Really good. And exhaling down into our warrior two. So we're going to pivot the front leg. So both of the feet are parallel to the sides of the mat. Just kind of check in here. Checking in with our breath. If you'd like, you can kind of pivot your heels in. You can sit back into a nice little goddess pose if you'd like. Or if you prefer, you can just kind of stay right here. All right, so I'm going to pivot my left foot forward. I'm going to pivot my right foot into warrior one. Holding that nice beach ball here between my arms. My hands are nice and active. And exhaling, windmilling my arms down. I'm just going to step that foot forward, staying hinged at the hips. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale, rise all the way up to mountain pose. Excellent. Really good. All right, we're going to move through another flow, and then we're going to do the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, jump or step back into plank. You can lower to your knees if you'd like. Lowering down. Inhaling, cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, activate that core. And stepping the hips all the way back. Swinging the hips all the way back, excuse me. Maybe pedaling out the feet. Moving hips side to side, kind of seeing how that feels. So now we got to do the right leg. So inhale, right leg up. Nice and strong in your arms. Using core, bringing knee to nose and stepping through. Pivoting that back foot so it's parallel. I'm going to press into my front and I'm going to rise up into warrior two. So I'm going to switch so you can see me. Go ahead and stay where you are. So we're going to check the foundation again. Really pressing in to your feet. All right, like almost like you're going to rip the mat apart with your feet. Hands are parallel, so we're going to parallel with the ground so you can look back and make sure they're in line. So this is also a little bit of a body awareness. So sometimes maybe your arms are all over the place, so you just want to make sure they're nice and aligned. Checking into kind of how powerful this stance really feels. Making sure head is over heart, heart is over pelvis. Core is nice and strong. And we're going to flow. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Bringing arm up. And exhale, bending the knee. Windmilling arms. Core is nice and strong. Really making sure that chest is nice and open. Inhale, straighten that knee. Making sure your face is nice and relaxed. Exhale, doing it again, moving with the breath. And go ahead and feel free to kind of move on your own breath. Just to see what feels really good for you. Making sure your core is still nice and strong. So exhale into your warrior two. Going to make that, pivot that foot in. And this time, I'm going to keep nice and strong in our core, just hinging at our hips. And bringing our hands to the ground. Allowing your head to fall. Maybe press against the floor. And fall again. Really good. Bringing hands to hips. And coming up nice and straight. Use that core. Really good. Okay. So this time we're going to pivot right foot face forward. Pivoting the back foot as well into warrior one. And exhaling both arms down into that low lunge. I'm just going to step that front foot back into down dog. Really good. And then lower to the knees. Open up knees, and we're going to sit back into child's pose here. Just breathing. Tapping into that breath. Maybe if you'd like, you can bring your arms behind. Or maybe they fall to your side. Whatever feels most comfortable. And we're just breathing. Checking back into that breath and that natural flow. And on an inhale, ever so gently, just coming up, we're going to come to our tabletop position. I'm going to pivot because this is where my microphone is. Okay, so I'm on all fours. And what we're going to do is going to move into pigeon pose. So by keeping your legs kind of on a railroad track, I'm going to bring my left knee back as I'm bringing my right knee forward. And I'm going to heel toe this underneath of me. So I'm heel toeing my foot underneath. Actually, I'm going to do my left so you can see me. So I'm heel toeing. So I'm bringing that out from underneath of me. And I'm going to slowly lower down, feeling a nice stretch. So since I moved to my left, on my left glute, or if you're still on your right, then on your right. Some people can bring their foot all the way kind of parallel with the mat. I am not that flexible. My hips are not that open. So this feels about comfortable to me. If you need, feel free to grab a pillow and put it underneath of your cheek there. And then we're going to kind of begin to lower down. So very gently, bring our body down, getting a nice stretch here. You might love me or hate me after this, but what we want to make sure is that your foot is nice and active, the one that's underneath. We're also pressing into the back of our, or the top of our back foot. We're getting a nice stretch here. If anyone has like sciatic nerve pain or anything, this can really help to release it. If you want, you can come all the way down to the mat. We're just going to breathe here. Just releasing and breathing. Sometimes this position can take a little while to get into, so just take your time. Don't force anything. If anything hurts, then come out. But just remember to breathe and keep your face relaxed and keep breathing into that side here, okay? And ever so gently, we're going to come out. I'm going to heel toe that back underneath. I'm going to bring my leg back, and I'm going to bring the opposite one forward. So if you were doing your right, bring your left forward. If it was like me, my left, I'm bringing my right, and I'm heel toeing this as far up as I can bring my foot. And I'm just lowering down by pushing that back leg. Just kind of coming down. If you're just right here, that's perfectly fine. Just be nice and gentle. If you need, you can put a pillow underneath of your cheek here. So what you don't want to be doing is be falling over to this side. That's kind of cheating. What you want to be doing, because you won't really get much of a stretch, you want to kind of come over to this side and really support this if you have to. If you need to pull the mat underneath. If you want to just stay right here or kind of melt into it a little bit more. Nice and gentle here. Breathing into that side. Relaxing the face. Really breathing into that. Making sure your foot, so as my right foot is nice and active, so it's protecting my knee. And I'm pressing into the back foot, top of my back foot. And if you want, you can come all the way down to the mat, nice and relaxed. If you have a pillow, I do recommend bringing a pillow underneath so you can bring the earth to you. A nice stretch here. Okay, we're going to slowly and mindfully come out, pressing away, heel toeing that back underneath. Good. Stepping that back, opening up the knees, and we're going to push back in the child's pose again, kind of allowing that to release. Really good. I know that can be kind of a, not the most fun, but it's really good for your hips and for your lower back. So from here, I'm going to move my feet from underneath of me, and I'm going to lower down onto my back. Okay. So I'm lowering down nice and gently. I'm going to make sure my back is nice and flat on the ground. Bring my legs a little bit closer so my feet are almost touching my bottom here, but I can touch them with my fingers. And on an inhale, I'm going to press into my feet and lift my hips up into the sky. If you want, you can have your palms facing up. Exhale down. Inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips, lift the chest, chin to sky. Inhale, exhale, release. And one last one, pressing into the feet, lifting hips. If you'd like, you can bring your hands together underneath, kind of bringing your shoulders, interlocking the fingers, looking up, pressing into the feet, lifting hips, relaxing your face, maybe smiling. Really good. And undo the hands, opening up, and exhale, lowering down. Inhale, bringing knees to your heart here, giving yourself a nice little hug. Rocking side to side. Maybe you do a couple of circles with your knees to massage your lower back. Perhaps after today's practice, your back feels a little bit better if it was causing you any pain. We really worked our back and our hips and our legs today. Going opposite direction. Inhaling your legs to center, dropping them down to your right side, looking over your left shoulder. And on an inhale, bringing them back up to center. Dropping to left side, looking over right shoulder. I'm going to turn on the sound system in my TV. Inhale, knees to center. Bringing hands in between, grabbing the outside of your feet into something called Happy Baby. Releasing everything. Really good. And feel free to stretch or do anything else you might need. And lower your feet down. I'm going to go into Savasana. My legs aren't touching. My arms aren't touching. And I invite you to close your eyes as you begin to relax your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your legs, the tops of your legs and the backs of your legs. Relax your hips and your bottom. Relax your stomach, your abdomen and your chest. Relax your lower back, your mid back and your upper back. And just melt into the mat. Relaxing your shoulders, all the way down your arms, down your elbows to your wrist, and down each finger. Just relax and melt into the mat. Relax your neck and your throat. Relax your jaw and your tongue in your mouth. Relax your cheeks and your eyebrows. Relax the back of your head, top of your head, and then your forehead. Just relax and melt into the mat. Just fully relaxed. Just tapping into that breath. Just following that flow in and out of your nose. All right, and on an inhale, begin to wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. And wiggling your legs, bending your knees, bringing them to your chest for a nice hug. Kind of falling to one side. And then ever so gently coming up to a seated position here. All right. I'm going to scoot back. If you'd like, you can stay in Savasana. If you'd like to come to a comfortable seated position, we're just going to kind of do this last part here. It's the last little meditation. Okay. Gloria says, love it. Love you. Okay. So, got to go back into another little meditation here. So go ahead and get to a nice comfortable position. I know I just said if you'd like to be lying down or seated. I do invite you to close your eyes. And just begin to follow your breath once again. And this time with your eyes closed, I'd like you to imagine as if you were a tiny little person standing on the tip of your nose, just looking out at the world. And on an inhale, you move up in between your eyebrows. And on another inhale, you move up to the top of your head, looking out. And in another inhale, you drop inside your mind. And another inhale, dropping inside your throat. And on one another inhale, dropping inside your heart. And with your focus on your heart, imagine as if you are breathing in and out through your heart center, through the middle of your chest. Just breathing a little bit slower and deeper. Relaxing your jaw and your shoulders. Just breathing a little bit slower and deeper through your heart center. Now begin to activate a really loving memory or time in your life. Maybe it was a time you're on the beach in the sun. Maybe it was a time you were holding your child. Maybe it was a time you were giving your partner a big hug or your parents. Whatever it is, just feel that moment. Feel that love. And make it even bigger and brighter and bolder. So you keep making it nice and big. It's getting so strong that it begins to spread through your whole body. It spreads down into your hips, into your legs, and into your feet. And it spreads up into your shoulders and your throat and your head. Just this love is spreading through you and flowing all around. It's getting so strong. Perhaps imagine it as a color. Perhaps it's the color gold. It's getting so strong. And it's so strong that you push it outside of yourself. Now you're surrounded in this gold light, almost as if you're in your own snow globe. This beautiful gold light, this liquidy warm blanket all around you. And continue to press that love further outside, surrounding the whole room. And perhaps if there's anyone else in the room with you, blanketing them in your love. Press it even further out throughout your whole home, filling every corner, every room, every inch of your home is filled with this gold light, this liquidy gold blanket. And press it even further out, surround your whole home, spreading to your neighbors, to your whole neighborhood. Keep pressing it even further till it surrounds your whole town. And even further for your whole city. Even further, your whole state. And furthermore, to your whole country is surrounded in this gold light, this warm, liquidy gold love blanket. Just continue to send that out to every person in your country. And press it even further to neighboring countries. And even further to more neighboring countries. And even further until the whole earth is wrapped in your love. In this gold liquidy blanket, all of the land, all of the water. You can see it as if it's this tiny gold marble wrapped in your love. And perhaps you're so far out, you're in space, and you feel the warmth of the sun on your shoulders. And you look up and you see a really bright star, the brightest star you've seen. And you grab that star and you hold it tight to your heart, knowing it's filled with so much love and compassion and peace. And you hold it tight as you begin to descend back down into earth. The earth that you've bathed in this gold light. And as you come back down slowly over your country, over your state, over your town, over your neighborhood, and over your home, descending back down into your room, back into your body, still holding this star. And on an inhale, you press that star inside of your heart, knowing it holds so much love and compassion and peace. Allow that to flow through you, feeling complete, feeling loved. And on an inhale, deeply exhale fully. And inhale, begin to slowly bat your eyelashes and come back into the room. May you always have clarity of thought. May you always speak your truth. And may your heart always be filled with love, compassion, and peace in this knowingness of this internal flow of life. Namaste. And for the time being, namaste at home. All right, thank you so much. I really hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that you join me again every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the same time. It is a new link every time, so it might be easier if you subscribe to my channel and you can press the notification bell so you can know when the next one is. But you can also always DM me and I can send you the link. I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you everyone that joined. I know that my parents are on and said they enjoyed it, so I hope you did too. I hope this continues to carry you through your day, or even your week, or month, or even this year. If you watch Friends. Casey says, thanks, Val. Love you, and love to the rest of the fam. Mom says hi. Aunt Lisa. Glad you enjoyed that. And yeah, there isn't anything else. I hope to see you back here again. I know Andy, Sierra, Louise, and Gloria, and my sister, and Sandra, and everyone. Thank you so much for always joining in. And yeah, this is just my way of supporting you. And just by showing up, and just so you know that you have this live community here for you. All right. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Love to all of you. And I will see you here, same time, same place on Wednesday. All right. And Sandra says, let us know whenever we can do anything for you. Aw. That's sweet. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Well, thanks. I love you. I'll let you know. All right. Have a good one. Thanks, Sandra. That's super sweet.